So ever since Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack was unveiled to us back in September of 2021, it has been a hotly debated topic amongst Nintendo fans, with a certain camp of people feeling like it is clearly a cash grab from Nintendo and they haven't added enough value to the service to justify the $50 annual asking price, and another camp of fans seeing the updates that have gone into the service and now feel like it's maybe a justifiable price. And in today's video, I want to have a broad discussion around everything that Nintendo has done to this service and how the latest round of updates really have me believing that this may be a must purchase service in the upcoming near future. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we got a major topic to cover today, and it has to do with Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. Now that we are well into March of 2022, and the service has been available to us since October or late October 2021, and the evolution of it and really the direction that it is headed, because I think I can make a case at this point that Nintendo is quickly making this a must-own service, as most recently we just saw the addition of F-Zero X. This is after games like Majora's Mask hit the service, Paper Mario, Banjo-Kazooie. Like, they've really come out with some very good additions to the N64 library since the service was initially revealed to us. And of course, we had the bulk of the launch games, which also had quality titles like Zelda Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, Super Mario 64, Yoshi's Story, Star Fox 64, and many others. The first wave of issues that hit the service was just the poor emulation quality, and I was extremely vocal about that when that happened, because I didn't feel like for a $50 annual asking price you should have any kind of experience that takes you out of enjoying the game in terms of technical performance issues. And there was major issues with the fog rendering in Ocarina of Time, very noticeable input delay in that game as well, and just all types of strange graphical glitches and game-breaking bugs that would cause crashes, and in some cases cause users to lose their entire save data file. And of course, a lot of people were very vocal, very unhappy with the quality of the emulation that we saw the service launch with. And we can now say that at least Nintendo did not just look the other way and not pay any attention to those complaints, but as each N64 game has been added into the service, we've seen minor updates to the emulator at its core, and we now have things like fog rendering in Ocarina of Time. It absolutely shines through and looks great in Majora's Mask, which was a big concern to me, because if you know anything about that game, you will know that the dark atmosphere it tries to achieve absolutely heavily relies on fog. And I've slowly changed my tune on how I feel about the service, one with Nintendo continuing to update it as time goes on, and the emulation does truly get better and better, and input lag on Ocarina of Time is now really fixed in my opinion. Like, all of these things really have added to my overall perception of the service in a very positive way. And now seeing how we have games that I grew up with, like F-Zero X, with online multiplayer available, and you can just hop in and have fun, and the game runs great and looks great. Like, I couldn't be more hyped to experience some of my childhood classics with the addition of online multiplayer as the service goes forward. And then one of the big things that pushed the service over the edge for me was the recent announcement at the February Nintendo Direct, where we learned that instead of getting Mario Kart 9 or 10, Crossroads, whatever it might be called, we are going to get a ongoing DLC course booster pass for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And if you know anything about me, you know that I've been patiently waiting for a new Mario Kart installment. And it's not that I have to have the next game, it's just that I wanted a reason to play Mario Kart again, because I originally picked up Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and got the DLC that came out with it as time went on, and then I got Deluxe again on the Switch, but I had already familiarized myself with pretty much all of those tracks. And so really I've been waiting since the end of the OG DLC for Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U to get some kind of reason to play that game again. And Nintendo of course announced that this booster course pass will not only add in an additional 48 tracks, which is already a crazy number, but that will be included as part of Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. And me not being an Animal Crossing player, that was up to that point in time the only DLC pack you got. I didn't really see the value in that near as much, because I just wasn't that interested in picking up that DLC. But when you say things like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC booster course pass is included, well, I was going to purchase that anyway, and so that would have been $25 of my money. Now, what a lot of people will say online, and this is a valid point, is that you do have to maintain the subscription to have access to the DLC. So that's totally fine if people still want to purchase it so they always have it, and that's very understandable. But I do absolutely think that DLC packs being added in at what would otherwise cost you $25 really makes that $50 annual price point be a lot less negative, in my opinion, and a lot more worth it overall. And one of the things that spawned the idea for this video and to have this discussion is because I found myself becoming very excited with the prospect that we are going to have this long-running roadmap for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC that I don't have to worry about purchasing separately. And Nintendo just tweeted out yesterday as a reminder for all fans out there that next week already, next Friday on March 18th, we are going to see Wave 1 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC hit, and they even updated their website. At least I think it's been updated since before. It definitely looks very nice. If it was up here before in this exact same format, I definitely didn't realize it until they sent out this tweet. But you have a very nice motion graphics type website where, of course, it shows all the various games that will be supported in terms of the courses being brought over as part of this pack. It then shows, of course, all of the different booster course passes that we will see over the course of time being added in different waves. And right now we're getting Wave 1 on March 18th, and then they even break down the exact tracks that are part of Wave 1. And in case of you guys haven't gotten a chance to see exactly what's included in Wave 1 right around the corner, I will read through them now together. So we have Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour, Toad Circuit from the 3DS, Taco Mountain from N64, Coconut Mall from the Wii, and that finishes out the Golden Dash Cup. Then under the Lucky Cat Cup, you have Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour, Shroom Ridge from the DS, Sky Garden from Game Boy Advance, and Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart Tour. And while there is plenty of debate online around the overall graphical quality for some of these courses that are being added in as part of this DLC, as clearly you can see that they are probably using very similar to what the Tour engine uses on your Android and iOS devices, and it's not quite as brushed up and pretty looking as what we saw originally on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or even Mario Kart 8 back on the Wii U. That is not something that will take me out of the experience. Yes, you can really nitpick and zoom in on some textures and realize that it's not as detailed, but Mario Kart is Mario Kart at the end of the day. And I really feel like these tracks are going to enhance this game in a big way, and there's plenty of classic tracks that we know are still yet to come and yet to be announced that may end up looking better over the course of time. But regardless of if they do, all I care about is having another reason to be hyped for. In addition to the once per month N64 game editions that we are seeing, I can now count on additional DLC waves for Mario Kart 8, and of course it's going to give me a reason to boot up that game and check out the new tracks every time and play online locally with friends and family. Like, it's going to be a really great experience through and through, and I'm just here for it. I definitely think that as Nintendo has continued to update the service, continued to enhance the emulation. By the way, even with F-Zero X hitting the service, we actually had another emulation update that went to version 2.1 for the N64 emulation app, and it does appear that a couple more bug fixes have been addressed, one of which was a shader issue in Yoshi's Story, and then there was some files found online between Mondo Mega and between Oatmeal Dome that actually shows that Majora's Mask had some kind of change done that we don't know exactly what it is, and even Banjo-Kazooie was updated. So all of that said, I am just feeling like Nintendo is actually treating the service like a priority and not an afterthought. We won't bring up the Sega Genesis games because that is apparently an afterthought for Nintendo right now, as it's been since December that we've seen those library of games updated, and hopefully we get another surprise announcement soon, as the only one complaint that I have with the service is the lack of any kind of hard schedule, because Nintendo's not coming out and saying an exact date on when they're going to deliver things. But regardless, I can tell at this point in time that for the $50 annual asking price, they are continuing to add value to the service, continuing to fix the bugs and glitches that had fans complaining very heavily online, and I believe that they're committed to growing this service into really a must-purchase option for Nintendo fans. And I think that's going to happen with things like a larger library of N64 games as we see those added in, and hopefully in the year of 2022 we get the long-rumored Game Boy family of systems brought into the service as well, specifically Game Boy Advance, as there's just some incredible titles that fans need to experience, thinking games like Zelda Minish Cap, Metroid Zero Missions, which is a remake of Metroid 1, but definitely the best way to play the game, Metroid Fusion, the Golden Sun games on the Game Boy Advance, like the list goes on and on. If we get those family of systems added in and Nintendo continues to build the library, but hopefully keep it at this $50 annual price, and maybe one day even add in monthly subscription options, as I definitely think fans would like to have the option to choose. I know I would, as opposed to paying the $50 annual annually, which I would probably do anyway at this point because it's just a lower cost than if you do break it down monthly. But some people might only play their Switch heavily for a month or 3 or 4 months at a time and may only want to have a monthly option and not just be locked into that annual price point as the only option to purchase the service. But clearly my tone has changed a lot with the service, and I'm just very happy to see Nintendo taking it seriously and actually continue to add value to it. And while it's not necessarily a perfect product at this point in time, it has come such a long way in the last few months since it was originally put on the market. And at this point in the video, guys, I really want to hear from you personally on how you feel with everything on Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack today. Are you like me and you're very hyped for these new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC tracks to hit, and that only helped justify the price of the service? What do you think of all the emulation fixes that we've seen over the last few N64 games that have been added in? And is it truly worth that $50 annual price in your mind today, or do you think it still has a long way to go? And if so, what do you think really needs to be added to the service for you personally to justify that $50 annual price point? So I do look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments down below before you leave the video, regardless of where you fall on these issues, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Make sure you check out yesterday's video if you haven't already, where we discuss E3 2022 being all but confirmed to actually be taking place and what it means for Nintendo's E3 Direct presentation. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.